Welcome back, my movie peeps. CinemaCon is still going on, semi-strong. If you haven't been following along, I'll leave links in the description for the studios that gave their presentations for upcoming movies like Sony Pictures, Warner Brothers, and even a video talking about the first reactions to people who have seen The Flash. And well, today we have Disney and Universal doing their presentation. Disney just finished up with theirs. Let me give you a breakdown of what they showed us. But as I'm doing that, don't forget to leave your opinion down below. I will have timestamps in the description if you want to skip around. Also be curious to hear from you guys which studio you think has the best presentation so far. Alright, so yes, jumping into it here with the Disney panel at CinemaCon here, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, Disney almost rarely does anything that exciting during their CinemaCon presentation. They prefer to save the big giant reveals for things like D23, even Comic-Con, and so a lot of times Disney at CinemaCon is there just kind of receiving an attendance award. So it's not gonna be a whole lot of glamorous, but it's still some fun stuff to talk about here, and one thing I want to get into that wasn't part of the panel that should have been, right before Disney went up on stage for their CinemaCon panel, we had director Fede Alvarez, who is making the new Alien movie, release a set photo of the actual film. Now remember, since Disney bought 20th Century Studios, this is Disney technically producing this movie, and I have been very excited to see what Fede Alvarez does with this universe. I just know he's going to bring back the horror feel to the xenomorphs, and in this set photo, it looks like what I would kind of expect from an Alien movie, that futuristic looking ship, a face hugger right front and center. Today turned out to be Alien Day, so I don't know why Disney didn't make some alien talk part of their CinemaCon presentation, especially since the director himself posted this right before the CinemaCon panel. They could have at least said one thing about the movie. Either way, still really awesome to get a set photo of Alien Romulus. Can't wait for it. But kicking things off here with their presentation, they started off with some Marvel stuff, where they showed off an extended version of the scene that was already released online of Star-Lord talking to Gamora from a different timeline, pleading and begging her to give him a chance so that they can reconnect and fall in love like the other Gamora did, and then it turns into an awkward joke. To me, I think of it as a great clip, but not really that exciting for something new being shown at CinemaCon. And I mean, even on that same subject, they moved on to talk about the Marvels, where they just played the exact same trailer that has already been released online to the public, kind of further proving to you what I mean when I say Disney just shows up at CinemaCon. From there, though, they did show some new footage for the new Little Mermaid movie, a clip specifically of Melissa McCarthy, who is playing Ursula of the movie, the scene in particular where she turns Ariel into a human. While people at CinemaCon were watching this, we were also revealed character posters for The Little Mermaid, and man, if there has ever been a case for why some movies shouldn't be turned live action, it might be The Little Mermaid. Now, I'm still gonna watch this movie, give it the benefit of the doubt. Heck, Disney sent me a screening of the Peter Pan and Wendy Disney Plus movie, but I've been so busy with CinemaCon stuff I haven't even watched it yet. I'm willing to give these live action remakes a try, but when you show me this is what Flounder the fish is gonna look like, I'm like, what the heck did you do to a very lovable fish? This fish right here ain't lovable to me anymore. And even Sebastian the crab, zooming in on his face, looks like man is holding in a secret. It just feels like you're stripping away a lot of the personal character traits that made them feel iconic. But again, that is just me looking at a character poster. Within the actual movie, I might end up loving this flounder fish and that Sebastian the crab as much as I do in the original animated movie. I will say though, Melissa McCarthy as Ursula looks great along with Ariel, but I'm curious to know your guys' take on some of these character designs. From there, they moved on to talk about Pixar's Elemental, where they were shown 20 minutes of footage. The footage in particular seems to be of the beginning of the movie, where we're gonna see Ember as a child and her immigrant parents coming into Elemental City. From there, we kind of see Ember grow up a little bit with her family, making a shop where they get some conflict with other elements, water, earth, basically setting up the main premise of this movie that elements shouldn't mix together, but of course, we know they're going to. And outside of the people who saw the footage of CinemaCon, I've seen a lot of people online just bash elementals because it looks like obvious commentary about, you know, like mixed races. But even with the obvious commentary, I just love Pixar's way of storytelling, but you gotta admit, they are struggling to compete with studios like Illumination, who are closing in on billion-dollar animated movies with things like Minions and Super Mario. Disney is feeling embarrassed, and they might start making some real change soon. Like another animated movie they talked about during their presentation is for one called Wish. They revealed a first look to Chris Pine's character in the movie, where he's named King Magnifico, where again, this movie is about a kingdom where wishes literally come true for people. Again, I know Disney is capable of producing really great movies, but they have just been struggling with showing something to audiences that they want to pay big money for. I don't know if Wish will be that. And then they moved on to talk about the Haunted Mansion and showed some extended extended footage that we haven't gotten to see online, where a lot of the attendees at CinemaCon say that it remains very faithful to the actual ride, replicating things that would happen on it in the actual film, and Disney even commented that there will be a lot of cameos to die for. See, when you hear stuff like that, it kind of makes sense why people are always bashing Disney, because like they think a big selling point to the Haunted Mansion is cameos. This a Marvel movie now? But I'm not gonna lie, if I see a face of someone I recognize and like in the movie, I'm gonna be a little happy, so maybe they're right. Bringing us to two projects concerning their 20th century section that I was kind of interested by. For one, they publicly released the trailer online so you can actually witness it for yourself, of a movie titled A Haunting in Venice. And guys, let me tell you, I wish I was recording my reaction to watching this trailer, because at first it just seems like a regular paranormal movie with a pretty good stacked cast. They're in Venice, they're trying to conjure up some ghosts, obviously one gets through, stuff starts going amiss, and then 80% into the trailer, I got jump scared. Not by a ghost, but by a man with a funny mustache. Kenneth Branagh. This isn't just some regular paranormal scary movie. This is a sequel to Death on the Nile and Murder on the Oriental Express. This is the third film in that franchise based off the Agatha Christie novels. That really took me by surprise, and I was just dying thinking I was about to watch a serious horror movie and a man with a goofy mustache shows up. Putting that aside though, I think this is an awesome direction for the franchise. The last two movies aren't exactly like great mystery films, but they're like junk food fun. I don't know if that'll make sense to some people, but although I can recognize they're not really great movies, they're so fun to watch and try and figure out what's the mystery. Seeing Kenneth Branagh as this detective and how he picks up on little clues, the reveal at the end I think is just always exciting. And now them adding in kind of like a paranormal take in here where we're wondering, is this real? Is this not real? Most likely not real. And Kenneth Branagh's character kind of questioning reality. This feels like it could be the best one of the three. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this one now. The next movie here is probably the one that got the most buzz during the Disney CinemaCon panel, and that is Gareth Edwards' new movie called The Creator. Everybody who saw the footage for this movie seems to be blown away by it. The basic premise is John David Washington plays a man who is battling and protecting a child during an apocalyptic war between humans and AI. Kind of sounds like Terminator, but further description of the footage goes as here. In the trailer shown today at CinemaCon, John David Washington is reflecting on heaven with his wife and daughter. The daughter is an android with a half head. Gorgeous battle scenes akin to Edwards' Rogue One, a Star Wars story. See spaceship fighters attacking tropical locals. The movie makes Blade Runner look like child's play in its production design. That is something I continue hearing about this movie, The Creator, that visually it looks like super expensive and nice. To hear someone say it makes Blade Runner look like child's play, those are some strong words. I love me an original sci-fi movie dealing with like AI robots and people from the future. So right now, this kind of has me most intrigued out of everything during the Disney CinemaCon panel. The next thing here was for a movie called The Next Goal Wins, where they did release a trailer to the public, where it looks to be a true story where Michael Fassbender plays a coach that assists a soccer team finally overcome one of the longest losing streaks in sports history. You know, I'm not the biggest sports guy, but sports movies can be really entertaining for me, and Taika Waititi seems to be working his magic that he didn't want to use on Thor Love and Thunder. Even in this trailer, they credited him as the director of Thor Ragnarok, not the latest Thor movie, Thor Ragnarok. I love Taika's sense of humor when it's well balanced with a good story, great characters, and emotions. So I think this will definitely be one I'll be checking out and pissed when I finish watching it, realizing this was great and wondering why he didn't do that at Thor Love and Thunder. From there, they decided to end things off with an extended clip from Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, specifically a chase sequence of young Indiana Jones. I think the train scene, it's the same footage that was shown at Star Wars Celebration. Disney just recycled it here for CinemaCon. That concluded the panel, and now they're currently showing audiences a screening of The Boogeyman. So we'll have first reactions to that movie online in a few hours, but as of me recording it, those reactions are not online. Like I said, Disney just shows up at CinemaCon. They don't prepare a lot of exciting things, so this is is kind of all we got. I think they're definitely at the bottom in terms of presentation compared to all the other studios. Next up is Universal. I am hoping for some Five Nights at Freddy's talk, but if not, Fast and Furious 24 probably. Let me know what you guys thought about the Disney presentation, what you're looking forward to, anything and everything. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at 3C Films or on TikTok at 3C Films. But as always, I'm Chris. Take care.